Friend, didn't you do good?
Yeah, really good.
Lena DeFlores, everyone.
Yeah, tremendous.
Multifaceted. Most people, hey, we're over here, lose about 50 to 100 strands of hair each day, and there are about that many that grow in. But what if that gets out of whack and you're losing more hair than you think you should? How do you know if this is serious? Dr. Art Mollen is here with the answer to this very important question. And
no question about it. And you don't have that problem because you have beautiful hair, so you're doing quite well.
Pay a lot of money for that, Dr. Art.
But interestingly enough, a lot of women do lose hair. In fact, 5% of women actually in their 30s are starting to lose hair, and 60% of women as they get over the age of 70 will start to lose hair as well. So you go through cycles with your hair loss. You can actually, if you're in one of those cycles, you can lose 50 to 100 hairs a day, and that can last for a period of 6 months. So you need to have it evaluated. Although your hair grows at about 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch per month, it may not be keeping pace with that growth cycle that you're in. So there are a lot of different causes. Now, some of the causes, and again, the #1 cause is really genetics. So we often think, well, it's related to your mother's father. Was that person bald? Well, that's not the case. It's actually both parents. So both parents are involved in terms of the genetic propensity to have some baldness. Stress, if you're under an extreme amount of stress and that lasts not just for a day or two, but weeks and months, then you potentially can have some hair loss. The other thing is people always think it's a thyroid condition, but it's not necessarily thyroid. I find that less than 1% of people who have hair loss actually are having a hypoactive, underactive thyroid. Diet is another thing. If you go on a real strict diet and you're limiting your calories and everything, then you're not going to get that proper nutrition. You're not going to get the vitamins that you need, so you can have some hair loss from that. Another condition is called alopecia areata, and alopecia areata is actually bald spots on your head. If you're having that, then you need to see your doctor sooner than later because it could be an autoimmune disease. Autoimmune diseases can potentially cause that, such as lupus, erythematosis, that's one of the conditions that can cause it as well. Childbirth, usually childbirth can actually have a major impact. A major surgery could potentially cause it. So any of these hormonal changes can actually cause that as well. And different fungal infections, or even like ringworm is another condition that can cause it. Anemia, so you need to have your blood checked. And then of course, depression. Depression is a critical thing when we talk about hair loss. A person is going through, a lot of conditions that, are causing them excess stress. They have anxiety, they're having that depression. That's going to be a cause as well.
Yeah. So you have some things that we can do.
Right, so there are some treatments. First of all, and these are treatments that are over the counter. Rogaine. Rogaine is a topical preparation. It comes in 2% and 4%, but the foam seems to be the best. That's a 5% foam. The FDA approved it particularly for women who are having hair loss. So you can rub it in. It actually will promote hair loss. Over a period of about 6 months, you'll start to see some fine hairs actually growing in. The other is a medication. It's not approved for women, however, and it's Propecia, or finasteride is the generic, and that's something that can work as well. And then low energy light, can actually help. So you have to go to a doctor who specializes in hair loss and gets it. And then certain supplements, whether it's biotin or niacin or the B vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin E, these are all potentially beneficial for people who are having hair loss as well. Essential oil treatments, they say that can potentially help. Zinc and iron are beneficial. I like the B vitamins. I think a lot of times people are deficient in the B vitamins. I think that can potentially help. Don't wash your hair every day. That's going to potentially cause some hair loss.
How often?
I think washing it every 2 to 3 days. If you think there's a problem with that can help to reduce any hair loss as well. But remember, you're going through cycles. You're going to lose a certain amount of hair. That cycle can last for up to 6 months. What you need to do is actually see your physician, get a complete evaluation, make sure that you're not anemic, and also make sure that your thyroid is not underactive. So these are conditions that are not necessarily the only cause of it, because it can be simply genetic. So from the standpoint of, see who in your family has some baldness. And again, it's not just your mother's father. That's a myth. We've been taught that over the years.
And you look great. You've been training. You're getting ready?
I'm getting ready. Getting ready for the race, November 5th, Sunday, you know, Phoenix 10K. People can go on and register. There's a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and then the children's run, which is for children under the age of 12. Everybody can register and go to phoenix.com and they'll be able to register.
Awesome. Dr. Art, thank you.
You're welcome.
If you have a question for Dr. Art, you can email him at askdrartmollen@gmail.com.